Hey guys, welcome back to I'm Uniquely Made, and I'm your host Monique. And today I'm dropping another hair tutorial for you guys. It's not really much a tutorial. I'm just basically showing you how I installed my feed-in braids. So this is my second video on how I installed feed-in braids on my channel. I do have one from a while ago, I think maybe last year, and that was when I had natural hair. So I really didn't do a good job on that. I just put that up and put that out there just because, but that was really hard for me to do feed-in braids on my hair is already thick as it is relaxed, and for me to do feed-in braids on my natural hair was quite hard and really didn't come out as good. But this time around I feel like I did a pretty good job on my braids. As you see in the video, I did pre-section or pre-part and section off my hair and literally put them in the same exact braids that I did, and that was just the easiest way to do it. So going forward, that's how I think I did that in my last video too. That's how I'm just going to install my feed-in braids. Just already section my hair and put it in braids, and then take each section out and then install the hair. I did use this Easy Braid hair from the brand Spectra. This is my go-to braiding hair. Like sometimes I'll install knotless box braids on myself and even on my daughter, and I always go with this brand of hair because one is pre-stretched already and it's not bothersome on the cuticles of your fingers. You know how some hair is just a little bit too strong or coarse or something like that, but this hair I always use. And I have installed this hair on myself before using, again, the feed-in method and knotless braids, which I haven't done a video on, but I'm looking forward to making a video of me doing knotless braids on myself. And in order to get my parts as straight as possible, I did use my camera in the back of my head, and then used my computer as a monitor so I can see in the back of my head. So that was very easy. Sorry if y'all see this makeup on my collar, but it's been a long day. I forgot to record this part of the video. So what else? I did just use Shine and Jam as my edge control, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And so here is the final result. Again, as you can see, it looks pretty uniform in the back. Doesn't look too bad, and I just feel like this is just very simple for me. And so I think I might install this, multiple times throughout the spring and summer. And I just think it just looks flattering on me. I thought maybe I like a boy, but with me add earrings and some makeup, it's not so bad. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so I'm going to start by parting my hair, obviously in the middle. I already parted it in the front, but the back is even harder. So I'm just taking my time and just trying to get it as neat as possible. But I mean, I can't see in the back of my head, so I'm just doing what's best. And I feel like I did a pretty good job. So I'm going to pull my right half of my hair into a thick braid just to get it out the way, and be able to really focus on the left side of my hair. Alright, so from here, again, I already started my part in the front. When you get around that curve is when it gets a little bit difficult. It's hard to keep the part straight, but I just simply use my finger and just use the monitor to be able to guide me. Again, it won't be perfect, and some people use edge controls in their part to kind of help make it as straight as possible, but I didn't want too much edge control because it makes my hair itch. So again, I'm just using my finger and using the camera to kind of help gauge my parting. And when I think I have my parting right, I just hold both sides of my head really taut and you can see right there that it's not straight. So I just take it from the point where it starts to get crooked, and just run that comb straight back. You know, like when there's less hair to parts, it's kind of easier to get the part straight, if that makes sense. So like the preliminary parting may look a little, you know, messed up, but then you start to perfect it as you keep just, you know, taking that comb back. And again, I'm just gonna part this section off into a thick braid, so that way I can kind of gauge if my braids are even. And I think this came out really well, as far as me not having eyes at the back of my head. So again, I made that initial part at the front of my head, and now when we hit this curve, you know, to go down is a little bit harder. So again, I'm just gonna get my initial parting as best I can and just go ahead and part. And as you can see, I managed to do it, and yeah, the part came out pretty good. And here is with the left side of my head completely braided, so that way, you know, when I go back in to add the braiding here, I just take each section by section and add my edge control and braid it up. So we're going to start off with this section by my ear, and yeah, I just left it out of the braid. And I just want to show you my setup really quickly. I do have my hair on a thread holder, and I just place the different thickness of hair, and I'm using my Shining Jam as always. So I'm gonna place that around the perimeter of my parting, and just to smooth away any flyaways. I'm not gonna use too much because this stuff does like make my hair itch a little bit like as days go on. So I'm just gonna use a minimum amount. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by parting like a small section in the front, so that way my braid can start off pretty neat. And get my hands in position, and just basically start my braid off like I would any other braid. Kind of like just plaiting it back just a little bit, and then after a couple of twists and turns, maybe about 6 or so, I'm gonna go in with a teeny amount of braiding here, a thin amount, and just go ahead and place that. Now you wrap it around like your thumb and your finger, and you simply just place it as if you were picking up that hair from your scalp. That's the easiest way I can explain it. You can grab it just like you're grabbing hair from your scalp. So if you ever braided before, you know, when you go to grab your hair, you just pick it up. Like that's exactly the technique that I use. Some people leave one half of the hair out and braid the first half in, and then go ahead and swoop that other half in. I don't do that. That's pretty hard for me. So if you want a more in-depth tutorial on how I do that, please let me know. But there's plenty more of those tutorials on YouTube. But if you want one from me personally, let me know. So as I'm braiding back, the thickness of the hair that I'm adding does increase. So, you know, you want your hair to be thin in the front and thick in the back. So I just feel and see what, you know, what I need. That's why I set up different like thicknesses, so that way if I need something thicker, I can add a thicker piece. If I need a thinner piece, then I can add a thinner piece. I don't know, like, you know, how to really, the amount of hair to add. I just know, like, for me, how much hair that I like. I don't want a thick braid on the side of my head, so I keep it pretty thin, but still add enough hair to make it hold and give it some substance. And when you get to the end, you just simply plait that bad boy down. One thing that's really difficult for me is really keeping the plait really uniform to the braid, because sometimes my plait kind of twists a little bit because I have to change position of my hand. But that's a minor thing for me. I pretty much keep my hair in a bun. I don't really wear it straight down, but I really need to learn how to keep my hair pretty uniformed, as far as the plait, pretty uniform to the braid, and not have like bumps or twists in the plait. That's the that's the only thing that's pretty hard for me to do. And look how neat that braid came out. I mean, it looks pretty darn good to me, if I say so myself. Alright, starting on that second braid, again, I'm taking that shining jam and just smoothing down the perimeter of my parts. And this makes it easier as well to pick up the hair, in my opinion. Again, I don't like to use too much because it does make my hair itch, but you know, to your own preference. And again, just I parted a small section away and then started plaiting about several times, and started to add in my braiding hair, adding just a little bit at a time because you don't want to add too much in the front. But you have to evaluate your own hair. Maybe you have thinner hair at the front and you do need to add a little bit more. My hair is pretty dense, so I'm gonna go in with just a small amount, but everyone's hair is different. And I'm just gonna speed this section up just a little bit, so it won't be in slow motion and take forever, but just so you can also see how I'm adding my hair. Just about every time I braid back and I get back to the right side, like to my right hand, that's when I add hair. But it doesn't happen like at every time, if that makes sense. So I may braid, and come back to the right and then add hair, then braid, and then come back and add hair, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. But again, I just gauge it off of how thick my hair already feels, or if I can just braid back a little bit more then add hair, because I don't want like some thick behind braids. So again, I just braid and just use my sense of touch to and feel to see where I may need some more hair. And I think towards the ends is where I like kind of add more hair, just to give me some length and just to keep the hair pretty uniformed in length. So here is a kind of like aerial view of me doing the top braid. So this section was pretty hard because my hair is so dense at the top that, I mean, trying to gauge how much hair to use was pretty difficult, because this can easily turn into a fat braid. So but I also wanted to add enough hair to really give my hair like something to hold on to, and so it won't get frizzy as fast. So this section was pretty hard. You would think that the bigger the braid, maybe the easier it is, but no. The first three braids were definitely much easier than this braid, but I think ultimately it came out fine. I just have to really watch how much hair I use in this section, and definitely minimize how much hair I use. But as you can see, me taking my time did in fact help the braid come out neat. Again, just take your time, use some shine and jam to really smooth out any flyaways, and yeah, it's no rush. Just take your time. That's how, that's how it looks professionally unprofessional. Alright, so here we have made it to the end, and you can see just how well the braids look. I mean, to be done for free, I think it looks pretty good for me. At least $30, okay? Okay, like a $30 job right there, okay? But I'm just plaiting the last braid down, and then I'll go in with some mousse. And here's the mousse of choice, this Cream of Nature Style and Shine mousse. And I'm going to go in with a generous amount just to really saturate the hair and calm down any flyaways, and really set the hair, place it in the parts. And yeah, so definitely don't withhold on the mousse. This is really going to lock your style into place, and it's going to give your hair like a nice shine. So yeah, I definitely did not want to skip this part, and also place it around your edges as well to really get them to set in place. And I'm gonna set my hair, or tie my hair down with one of my scarves to just really get it molded and tied down. Then I'm gonna go in with my blow dryer to dry that mousse. To seal the ends, I'm going to go in with some hot boiling water, and so be very careful if you do this, but I'm just going to go in really gently and just dip my hair or the ends in this water, and just to get them sealed, so that way they won't start unraveling. You know, if you ever got braids before, you know this is what they do to seal those ends. And you don't have to go in with the blow dryer. You can simply just tie your hair down and like wait overnight. But I just wanted to dry it down just to give you all like the final result. So yeah, definitely this is not a requirement, but yeah, to each their own. Alright, so the scarf is off and everything is looking good. So I'm just gonna go in and tidy up my edges a little bit. But yeah, my hair is dry from the mousse and really has the flyaways laid down and in place. I think the baby hairs is really what stops me from looking like I just got out of prison. It really adds a touch of femininity. So definitely add yourself some baby hairs, because baby, you're going to be looking like, you just rolled out of the penitentiary. Alright, just wanted to show you how it looks like all completed and down. So yeah, I feel like this came out really well. Okay guys, that's going to be it. Thanks so much for watching, and I truly hope you enjoyed this video and found some confidence to be able to do knotless braids on yourself, or you know, go ahead and try it on someone else. You know, it never hurts to try. But anyway, I will catch y'all in the next video. Don't forget to thumbs up, and yeah, I will see y'all next time. Bye guys.